All right, Montell, Toney, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I won a good, clean fight. I obey my commands at all times. Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
Toney has been suggesting that he would become more of a brawler and less of a boxer, but he's always been a very disciplined boxer puncher in the ring. Let's see how he deals with a fighter who is sometimes very unorthodox and difficult to get to.
And the final footnote on Toney and his woman manager Jackie Callan: he had threatened not to wear the Star of David emblem on his trunks he has always worn in the past to honor her. But as he enters the ring tonight, he does once again have the Star of David there, along with the skull and crossbones on the other legs and 2 crowns, emblematic of the 2 divisions in which he's won titles.
I wonder if an archaeologist found that 1,000 years from now, if he could decipher it, Jim. Star of David, skull and bones, 2 crowns.
Montell Griffin landing a jab, taking a page from Roy Jones's book. Griffin says he plans to try to de-emphasize the jab tonight and lead frequently with the left hook. It really worked for Jones on November 18 against Toney.
Well, Toney went out instantly going to the body, which is awful hard when you're shorter than a man and he's going to your body. Now, Griffin is not accustomed to people going to his body, and Toney is going right to the chest. This guy is an expert boxer puncher, Toney is.
Hard punches early from Toney. He looks much better physically in the ring tonight than was the case after he made 168 on November 18. George, you don't see a lot of 5'7" light heavyweights. What are the implications of Griffin's height or lack of it in this match?
I think boxing has always been for the smaller men. It's the art of self-defense, so you're not to look down on him because of his size. As a matter of fact, bends down and comes back up and laying good shots, hooks. He's going to have to land a lot of hooks. Forget about straight punching because he won't have that advantage. Everything should be in a hook fashion.
Landed a looping left to the neck and shoulder of Toney that got a rise out of the crowd, and a short right hand inside. Now Toney misses with a sweeping left.
But Toney has done something real fine. You watch it, throws that left right uppercut right to the chest.
Come on, work out of there. Come on, don't be holding inside. Don't be holding inside.
Big moment for Griffin, but he looks very relaxed in there, George. His trainer, Eddie Futch, says he is a uniquely relaxed fighter, very at home in the ring.
That's true, and he acts as well. Griffin is deceptive because his long arms are a lot longer than his body. Almost don't go along with his body. They're almost down to his knees.
He looks like a fire hydrant and fights like a lamppost.
Toney's got to get in that ring and realize he's James Toney and forget about his past. He's always been a good fighter. Nothing different about him now. Griffin has got to go out there, stay low, take advantage of his lack of height.
Griffin aggressive and relaxed in round 1. It's been a good opening period for the unbeaten young prospect from Chicago.
All what you do is just give him a few more jabs. I like the right hand. But just a few more jabs, and get off a little faster. Get off a little faster. Rinse his mouth. Give him a little water. More jabs. When you come with that right hand, even if you miss it, come back with that left hook. I don't need that. Thank you.
Give this guy, keep giving him those things. So just keep walking on. Look this guy over good, okay? Okay? Keep putting those combinations.
I don't know if Toney was a little puzzled by Griffin or if he was just measuring him to see what he has in the first round. We'll find out in this round.
Interesting that though the near legendary Eddie Futch works in Griffin's corner, it is Thel Torrance who talks to Griffin between rounds.
There's that good right uppercut right underneath that arm. Just under the breast. That hurt. especially when you've got 10, 12 rounds to go.
Griffin early in round 2, taking as good as he's giving to the body. Exchanges of body punches, dominating the fight so far.
I've never seen a guy with a height advantage go down to the body like Toney is doing to Griffin. I've never seen it. Generally, you take advantage of your jab and you go for the headshots and some body punches, but not totally like that. Let me tell you, those body punches have already started to take their effect.
Come on.
Griffin is starting to do what he said he would not do. Said he would box.
Well, James Toney said, "I'm tired of boxing. I want a brawl." So perhaps by going to the body early rather than using the jab and his height against Griffin, Toney's trying to elicit a brawl from the smaller fighter.
He's initiated it, and the brawl is on. Griffin is even going forward. One thing you don't want to do with James Toney, you don't want to move forward. Don't back him up.
Why's that?
You're going to run into some good right hands and powerful left hooks. You want to make Toney come after you.
Come on. Break out to me. Sit back.
As long as Toney is the aggressor, you're going to get hit with 1 or 2 shots. If you back him up, you're going to get hit with 3 and 4 and sometimes 5 punches.
Well, Roy Jones had the ideal formula. Toney came forward, became a target in doing so, but couldn't find Jones enough to punish him when he came forward with aggression.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Toney is a good puncher. When he has you hurt, he moves forward effectively, but he's not going to do a whole lot of harm following you around because he does it with 1 shot.
James Toney still concentrating on Montell Griffin's body early. Griffin going upstairs and throwing that left jab that he said he would de-emphasize, but which has become a primary weapon early in the fight. 2 more Griffin jabs. Toney with a short right hand inside.
And Griffin puts his left hand all the way down below his weight. Toney just keeps his eyes right on that left jab. Griffin should bring that left jab up a little higher if he wants to land it more often. As long as he keep it low, Toney's going to jab him even right in the chest.
Good left hook by Muhammad Ali, George. He's always going to hold that left low.
One thing that's quickly established is that Griffin is not concerned with Toney's strength. He thinks he's a natural light heavyweight, and he's fighting an overstuffed middleweight.
And look, remember, you can use that jab a little more often. So you can keep not expecting that jab to be that fast. Feint and fake that left hand. Okay. And remember that hook. Okay. Double hook once in a while, and when you're pulling out, don't pull out standing up straight.
Okay, pull out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good.
Take your time. Take your time. Catch him now. All right. Take your time. When you catch him, back with the hook, not 1 punch.
Eddie Futch, whose voice you heard a few moments ago in Griffin's corner, knew Griffin's dad, who had a gym, as Jim pointed out before, and he also trained Toney's father. So if you're around as long as Eddie Futch is, you've touched about just every corner there is in boxing.
That's right. Just about everyone in the sport. You heard Toney say to Bill Miller between rounds, "I'm catching him now." And Miller said, "Don't forget to use the left hook." So both trainers asking their fighters for left hooks. And it's Griffin who gets the better of that exchange.
Toney is only looking to get underneath that left jab of Griffin. If he can get under Griffin's left jab, he doesn't care if he lands a punch occasionally. He's tasted his power already. He's not intimidated at all by this light heavyweight's power.
And Toney peekabooing there a bit against the ropes, George, maybe thinking that Griffin at some point along the way will get arm weary and lose his steam.
And not only is he arm weary already, he's almost frightened to kind of lead with that jab out there because Toney is going underneath.
Doesn't look frightened to me, George. He looks what his nickname is, Ice. He looks very cool in there. Seems comfortable in there, like a kid who did start in there when he was 5 years old.
Good left
hook by Griffin.
Outstanding.
Come on, work out there. Come on, work out there. Come on, work out. Punch out of there. Punch out of there. Watch your head inside.
Montell Griffin proving an elusive target here in round 3, and so far executing his fight plan.
Well, let me tell you, that left jab could have been a lot better, but Toney has got him throwing his left jab on the run now. Griffin is a little timid. He doesn't want to lead. He's turning southpaw. He's doing a lot of desperate things.
He's going to make Toney mad with that stuff.
No, but Griffin is doing it because he's been hurt real casually, like to the body, and it hurts.
So you like the way things are going for James, and you think punching power is showing up for him here as a light heavy.
He has his opponent now. He's throwing punches. He lands occasionally, but he's doing it so reluctantly, as though I'm going to hit back.
Griffin manages to stay up. Toney goes down. That'll be ruled a slip. No knockdown. Griffin still wobbly. You were right about Toney finding his power at this weight, George. It was one punch that wobbled Griffin.
Now Toney has to jab if he's going to do it again.
And the bell stops Toney's assault.
Hands up. Give me a sponge.
Montell, look at me, son. You all right?
Yeah.
You know where you are?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Look at me one more time.
Las Vegas easy.
Feel good enough going?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Here's a look at that punch that wobbled
I'm here to protect you. I'm here to make sure you take any
Griffin. A straight right hand. He has almost been lured into this kind of exchange which is uncharacteristic of the way he's fought in the past. And Toney finally found the range, but got a little excited and let him off the hook there, although it was the end of the round. Let's see what Griffin has left here at the start of the 4th round.
So the big right hand punctuates round 3 for Toney. Now the 4th begins. You saw Nevada State Athletic Commission Dr. Flip Homansky checking on Griffin between rounds.
punch out of that. Punch out.
Toney landed his favorite shot, a counter right hand.
There's a hard left hook by Griffin. But at this moment, Toney definitely appears to be the heavier puncher.
Punch it out.
Now, Griffin is frightened now. He's afraid to throw his right hand, and that's going to be his most effective punch. Toney is even going side to side. Not only is he in the pocket, stepping inside of the left hook and the right hand, jabbing to the body.
Punch it out. Punch it out.
Griffin lands another left hand as Toney takes a momentary breather. Typical of his behavior in the ring. The constantly voiced criticism from other fighters. Well, James never fights a full round. It never hurt him much until the Roy Jones fight.
Barely missed with that counter right hand.
Punch it out. Punch it out here.
Griffin relying increasingly on that leaping left hook. Maybe opening himself up to the right hand more frequently than he'd like.
Get him out of there. Come on, punch out of there. Work out. Let's go.
just settling back in after that near knockdown that ended the third round.
It's interesting that Toney not only is able to weave under that left hook of Griffin and the right hand. He's countered with the right hand and he weaves under the left hook.
They trade hard punches inside, and Toney is getting the better of the exchanges as his power shots seem to do more damage.
And Griffin is cut.
Griffin showed some moxie, some stomach, some guile in that round to get through it. How much does he have left?
Jackie Callan, manager of James Toney and a fixture in his corner in the past, now is distanced from Toney's corner. Bill Miller free to do his work without the manager leaning in over the ropes.
You hear me? All right. Keep setting him up, baby. Keep setting him up the pace a little bit.
Your night, James.
This is your thing. Pick up the pace.
Your night, James.
Take it to another level now. I want to see something. It's your world, dog. It's your world. All right. Take this boy to school. Take this boy to school. Put a little more pressure on him now. Take him to school, dog. All right, seconds out.
Give him another round, just like that, okay? Okay, cool, stay near the center of the ring, okay?
This is a good showing for a prize fighter with just 14 professional fights, George.
Yeah, but he's deceptive because he's got so much experience. He started boxing 5 years old.
Exactly. Harold Letterman, your score.
Larry, I'm impressed with Montell Griffin's punching. I tell you, it's a fight that's being fought under the microphone in the middle of the ring the entire 4 rounds. And I got it 3-1, 38-37. Montell Griffin by 1 point because I think he's landing the cleaner shots. But certainly round 3, 10-8 for James Toney when Griffin virtually went out.
I have it 2 rounds apiece at this time.
If Griffin's won a round here.
Keep on, guys. Keep on, both of you guys.
Harold says that Griffin's won 3 of them, George.
Oh, my goodness.
You haven't seen it, right?
I have not seen it.
Okay. So we have the requisite disagreement along the HBO ringside front.
All Griffin is doing is being set up, hurt to the body. And if he's not careful,
Keep him up, Toney.
staying close to Toney like that.
But he landed a hard left-hand shot, George.
Toney is a coaster. And you notice when Toney is landing a left hook now, Griffin is flinching.
Come on, work out of there, guys. Come on.
So the essence of what you're seeing is that Toney's punches do considerably more damage. Is that it?
Not only that, he's fighting the kind of fight that Toney wants him to fight. Toney loves those ropes. Griffin said he would not do that. Oh, and those body punches, the left hooks to the side by Toney. Not only does these punches hurt, but they destroy a young fighter's career.
Another hard left-hand shot for Griffin. Toney with a couple in return. Remember that Toney spent the entire night against the ropes fighting Prince Charles Williams and managed eventually to chop Williams down with a knockout with 15 seconds remaining in the 12th round.
Remember, Griffin is trying to butt heads with a guy who's almost 190 pounds. But then he's fought light heavyweight before, too.
Hard right hand inside by Toney.
Watch your heads inside.
Rocked Griffin's head back. Montell content to stand right here and leave Toney in the corner as they trade inside shots.
Work out there, work out. Work out there.
Toney always seems to finish with a left hook to the side.
Right hand by Toney, left hand by Griffin. Both fighters landing hard shots in the last 5 seconds of the round. This is the first of our 2 main events. Coming up immediately following, Oscar De La Hoya, 1992 Olympic gold medalist, rising sensation of the lightweight division, 15 knockouts in 16 fights. Again, we say it, and this is the 3rd or 4th time we've covered this point, toughest fight of De La Hoya's career on paper against former junior lightweight champion John Molina of Puerto Rico.
Stay low, just underneath his shot. Watch pulling back. When you pull back after a jab, that's when he tries to pull that long right hand. Okay. Try to get underneath. All right.
Okay. Give me another round.
Light him up and turn him around.
All right. Back in the center ring.
They could have fought the 5th round in a phone booth. Only 9 jabs thrown in round 5 between the two fighters. 165 power shots.
Someone should tell Toney to adjust his right hand after he throws his left hook to bring it up just a little higher for protection. The only reason he's been hit by a counter left hook is because his hands are just a little lower.
But that's the scouting report on him, George, that he can be hit with the left hook as he just was there.
Little things like that, you bring in extra trainers to try to help you correct.
Another hard right hand by Toney, and you saw the scrape on the left eyelid of Griffin between rounds.
Get him out of there. Come on, get him out.
Good left-hand shot to the body by James Toney.
And it was a jab, so you note he's taking notes. Griffin moves around and walks around this very professional for a guy with so few fights.
Work out of there. Come on, get him out. Come on, work out of there.
Professional indeed, but prior to the Jones fight, few, if any, fighters in the sport were better at adjusting to the flow of the fight in the ring than James Toney.
He didn't pick any walkover coming off that emotional fight with Jones. This is a real fight now here, folks.
James Toney says he'd like to fight 9 times in 1995. Ideally, he wants to fight in March, he wants to fight in April, he wants to fight in May, and just keep on going.
Has 2 more fights at the light heavyweight, he'll be down to a middleweight again, and he'll be happy to fight as a middleweight.
No, George. He's looking to become a cruiserweight and then a heavyweight, and like virtually everybody in the sport, he wants a date with you. Don't they all?
Don't they all? Toney has been accustomed to fighting his way down in weight. This time he's always had to go to the gym to do it.
He's had so much trouble making weight in the past that manager Jackie Callan literally suggested to him after the loss to Jones that he could go on national talk shows, complain that he had an eating disorder, and that would boost the gate for a pay-per-view rematch.
But Toney is playing a game of trying to make him throw that left hook so he can counter over with that right hand again.
The bell, hard left hand by Griffin. Toney wants a payback, and referee Joe Cortez keeps them apart.
Hell yeah. Look here. You're not jabbing enough. Look here. You're not sitting right there.
Montell Griffin has had 14 professional fights, and only 2 of them have gone past the 6th round.
Keep that chin down. Use that jab. And use that feint that you were using earlier in the fight. And on the inside, you use that double hook. Double and triple hook.
Outside.
Stay on the outside. I want you to stay on the outside. I want you in and out.
Oh, okay.
In and out. When you get inside, I want you to work inside.
There's the exchange. You'll hear the bell. Then you'll see the punch after the bell. Trust me, there was a bell.
Did you hear it?
All right, seconds out.
Bell signals the beginning of round 7. Only the 3rd time in Montell Griffin's 15-fight career that he has been to a 7th round. follow the sport, you're probably aware of a young heavyweight prospect, hard puncher named Jeremy Williams. Jeremy Williams and Montell Griffin fought 4 times as amateurs. Williams winning the first 2, Griffin winning the last 2 to eliminate a tier for Williams and make the '92 Olympic team. Hard right hand to the body by Montell Griffin. Toney appears unhurt by Griffin's hard shots. George.
And you know, he should never have allowed Toney to know that. You hurt me, I went up against the ropes, and you're not coming to get me. That means you got no confidence even when you hurt me a shot. Toney's just sitting right now trying to find out how in the world is this guy standing up to the punching power he's put on him already. Griffin's corner told him to jab a little bit, work on the outside, and he's not doing it.
Another exchange of body punches. Toney, though leaning against the ropes, just as busy as Griffin there. Hard right hand over the top by Toney. That left hook right on Toney's chops has been the best weapon so far for Montell Griffin.
Toney's constantly keeping up the pressure, throwing that right hand underneath the heart, they call it. And as the left jab is making Griffin's head snap back now. That means there's no power in his legs now.
Hard left hand by Griffin, and Toney wobbles into the ropes.
It was a slip.
George, that slip was aided by a heck of a punch.
Yeah, he's hurt, George. May regain his senses before the end of the round, but James Toney fighting back with a fury here is trying to erase some of the damaging effects of an outstanding Montell Griffin wallop. Harold Letterman, did the ropes stop Toney from going down?
In my estimation, Jim, they definitely stopped him from going down. I called it 10-8 because Joe Cortez could have called it a knockdown. Officially, it wasn't a knockdown because Cortez didn't call it a knockdown, but he certainly could have.
Let's take a look and see what happened there.
That's it. It was not even a punch. It was a slip.
He hit him on the shoulder and followed up with a shot to the head. So it was.
Let's see it. That is a different way. Now, where's the head? Toney has a tendency to throw shots and look for the ropes, and the ropes are not there, and he goes stumbling back.
I think you're right,
He's one
George.
guy who looks to foul on the ropes and gets in trouble because of it.
Tough call, guys.
He loves his back touching the ropes like the great basketball player Moses Malone. He'd like for you to bump him first so he can throw his hook.
Of course, that was very reminiscent of the backward stagger that was ruled a knockdown in the 3rd round of his fight with Roy Jones.
Jim, if you get hit on the end of a punch and you go down, that's a knockdown. And this guy gets hit with a shot. He goes into the ropes. If the ropes weren't there, he would have went down. It certainly could have been a knockdown. I've got the fight at this point 4 rounds to 3. Montell Griffin 66-65. Montell Griffin by 1 point. I called round 7 10-8 Griffin because of what I thought could have been a knockdown, and certainly 10-8 Toney in the 3rd.
And Griffin's confidence again increases as he trades shots with Toney in the middle of the ring.
I have the fight even with 1 even round, but I do know this: Toney is a 4-1 favorite, but Griffin is not fighting like a 4-1 underdog.
That's for certain. I think Griffin is going to make a lot of friends.
Yeah, but you said earlier, George, that you didn't think he'd won a round. Do you still believe Griffin has
Not a round, not a round.
Didn't win the 7th.
No, if he's got a round, it's because someone gave it to him.
So on the one hand, he's impressing you, but on the other hand, you don't think he's won a round.
He recovers quick. Toney is throwing some body punches like I've never seen anyone throw to a short opponent.
Boy, that was a hard left-hand shot there by Toney, but it was a little bit extended.
Griffin is trying to get his head right on Toney's shoulder, right on his chest, which is a difficult thing to do. You see now Toney reaches for the ropes. He likes leaning on the rope.
right-hand body shot by James Toney. And Griffin lands the left as he steps away. Hard right hand again by Toney, and again Griffin's feet leave the canvas.
You would never guess that Toney ever was a middleweight with that much power in the light heavyweight.
Of course, he thinks for 3 years he wasn't a middleweight. For 3 years he was a light heavyweight, starving himself to fight as a middleweight. That's the way he sees it. Griffin's face beginning to show the evidence of Toney's hard punches through 8 rounds of this fight.
Toney had no idea that Griffin would be that tough.
Break out clean, break out clean, break out.
Now, I'm not sure Montell thought that James would be this stiff a puncher coming up in weight class.
Griffin hasn't gone down, but he sure has done some funny things standing up, George. He's shown us some steps.
1 point behind. Let's take over the fight, son.
Take over, baby. You can hurt it whenever you want.
Move. Look here. When you're there, step to the left and shoot the left hook. Shoot the left hook. I want to see it. Well, tell me, okay, Pop. Jab, step to the left, pop that hook. All right. Put some pressure on this man. I ain't seen a right hand down the pike since that one you hit him and hurt him with. Let me see something.
Well, meet that jab. On the inside, you've got to work. And you can't come out standing up straight. You've got to come down low.
Get the towel, get the towel.
And to the right. All right. Go up to your right.
Out, out.
All right.
Oh, seconds out.
Give me another round, Montell, okay?
Well, let's see if Toney can give Bill Miller that right hand down the pipe he's looking for.
Oh, put together.
They told Toney to give a left hook, and he went out there and missed with it.
Come on, work out it.
Good short left inside by Toney.
Good right hand by Griffin that time.
Get him out of there. Get those arms out. You can work out of there. Come on.
Griffin cannot throw his left jab at the same time as Toney's. He's got to find a rhythm that he beats him to the jab and not jab along with him.
Get him out. Get him out.
I don't know how much Toney's punches hurt, but Griffin's trunks are beginning to unravel, sequin by thread by sequin.
So you're saying that James is knocking the sequins off of him?
He sure is at the moment.
Well, that helps to set up the narrative for the second fight, in which Oscar De La Hoya wants to knock the hairpiece off of John Molina's head. We'll get to that later. George, should Toney be worried about getting into a situation where this fight could go to a decision?
I think so. Whenever you're punching, you've been landing the best punches. You should always concern yourself that the judges sometimes are counting all those little punches that don't hurt you. You got to be concerned.
You may have noticed between rounds, our punch stat numbers showed a much higher punch output for James Toney, but showed Griffin landing at a higher rate.
And sometimes you find yourself saying, this hurt this guy. I've hurt him again. And not understanding that the little punches count too. Toney could find himself in big trouble waiting around for a decision.
Crowd comes alive again. Griffin's blood on Toney's shoulder. James landing the hard overhand right. Trying to step up the damage. in the latter stages of round 9.
Toney's right hand is going to the side of Griffin's head. And if he could just take it a little straighter, just a little straighter.
Griffin still fires at will with that left hook, George, as James Toney keeps his right hand down.
That's better. But you can even give me more than that. You can give me better than that, can't you? Well, give it to me.
No, you're in great shape. This motherfucker can't do nothing with you.
I got to have it.
Don't shoot yourself, baby. Don't shoot yourself. You hear me?
We're coming down the wire. This is our rounds. Come on. We need all of these. We need every round to come in.
I heard him at home now. You heard him again, right? All right. To go and take him on Bobby's pitch.
Hey, let's
keep that pressure on.
Dave, you got a chance. Step left and come back with a power left hook.
All right, let's go now.
Keep that pressure on.
The pressure.
Keep the pressure on.
James Toney's punches landing at a lower rate tonight than was the case through his last 3 fights as a super middleweight. Maybe because he's concentrating more on power shots here.
He came out with a flicking right hand, which is what he should be doing a little bit more. So you got to give the judges something.
Toney largely dispensing with the jab. Montell Griffin using it more and more to try to keep James off of it.
Toney's got a small cut underneath his eye also. Got to be a little concerned about keep bumping heads like that.
Hard for me to tell the way they treated it in his quarter between rounds, whether that was his blood or Griffin's. Now Griffin assumes command again for a moment, or at least thinks he does.
He's got to understand that Griffin is not looking for any telltale signs that I hurt you. Everything he's doing is because, hey, I'm landing points.
I think Griffin's probably hoping to get through 3 more rounds and then waiting to hear what the judges have to say.
There's that left hook by Griffin.
Get him out of there. Come on, get him out.
Toney should keep his right hand up just a little more.
An aggressive Montell Griffin stepping forward in the middle of round 10. Toney seemingly a little unsure in this round, George, as to exactly what it is he wants to do.
That's right. He's done everything he's wanted to do previously. Now it's a matter of what am I going to do different? Whoa, did that hurt? That left hook by Toney. But Griffin recovers quickly.
Okay, he's a well-conditioned fighter.
Those shots hurt.
These two fighters sparred with each other in Jackie Callan's gym after the Olympics in '92 when Jackie was interested in signing Montell Griffin to a contract. Spent a couple days there, sparred with Toney and said, I didn't like the way Toney's personality dominated that gym. I felt I should go elsewhere.
Good right hand by Toney.
And a hard left in return by Griffin.
Get him out. Let's go.
But it's like those bullfighters, once they stick you with that thing on the back of your neck, they want you to keep fighting back. It makes the punches more effective.
Tough fight to score. It will be fascinating to see what 3 Nevada judges have to say about this one. Remember that when last we looked, our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman, had Griffin leading in the bout.
You can believe that the doctors are going to step in and look at Griffin this round.
Because of the blood?
He's been hit with some tough shots.
It's tired. You got to listen, okay? Listen, okay? When you throw your punches, you walk around to your right. Don't stand right in front of him, okay?
He's tired.
Give me the top.
He's very tired. Keep that jab pumping, moving around and looking for your shot all the time.
Okay. Yeah.
Two more.
Okay, all this guy.
I'll get my second win now.
Okay, all right.
He's trying to get some.
Yeah.
He's trying to get some air. and fighting spurts. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be smart.
Yeah, jab. Keep that jab.
Harold Letterman, 10 rounds, your score.
Larry, a very close 6-4, 95-93, James Toney. I thought he did enough with hand speed to win rounds 8, 9, and 10 to take the lead in the championship rounds. I think he's turning it on a little, and I think the heavy arms of Montell Griffin are starting to show. The guy's just tired.
I have Toney ahead by a point now.
They go into round 11. Second time past the 10th round for Montell Griffin. For James Toney, it's the 11th time in his career that he has fought more than 10 rounds.
And he's constantly throwing that right uppercut to the body. Griffin said in the corner that he's getting his second win together. That could be trouble for Toney.
On stat numbers through 10 rounds, Toney throwing 131 more punches than Griffin, but Griffin landing just as many as James. So he has the higher connect percentage, according to our punch stat computer operators.
Good right uppercut by Toney.
Your hands are free, guys. Your hands are free.
It's the first time all night that he's countered a left jab with a right uppercut onto the head.
Toney with hard right hands to the body. 5 minutes of fighting time left.
Good right hand by Griffin.
Activity level picking up just a little bit now. Let's see how hard Toney tries to take this out of the hands of the judges in the last 4.5 minutes of the fight.
Break out clean, break out clean, break out. Sorry, bro. Okay, let's go. Break out clean, step back.
George, as a former two-time world champion, will James Toney get the likely benefit of the doubt from the judges?
No doubt about it. The judges got to understand that Toney has a rhythm, he has a style, and when he's going forward, jabbing it, hey, he's doing what he want to do. The judges are going to respect this. He's been around long enough to know it, and they know exactly what he's doing.
Toney's left eye closing just a little bit. We've charted the damage on Montell Griffin's face from the beginning.
All right, break out clean. Break out.
And now, after a pretty active first 2 minutes in round 11, they both look a little tired as they come down the stretch of the 11th.
Toney's looking for a knockout now. He no longer wants to body punch and trade. He wants a knockout.
Your hands are free, guys.
What would be the best way to get it, George?
He's going to have to now kind of bring his left hook underneath and finish it with a right hand. Bring the man's head up to your right hand. Now he's throwing a jab and he goes down and he misses with the left jab. Left uppercut, right hand is what it's going to take. Not a left jab and right hand.
Montell Griffin clearly tired, not able to throw many punches in the last minute of this round.
I've got to have 3 minutes. Give me 3 minutes.
Lean up, James. Lean up.
3 minutes to win this fight. We need it. Don't blow your nose. We got to have this last round. I need this last round. Hear me?
You want this fight, man? Listen, you want this fight, you can take it, okay? But you got to be smart. Don't give him one. Box the guy, keep the left hand, keep walking around to his right, okay? You know what I'm saying? Don't let him get nothing. He'll come out with a spurt, but I want you to be smart.
Yeah. In the night.
Get it home.
All right.
Get home. You gotta let him happen, baby.
Fight.
Get home. Let him happen.
All right. Yeah, let him happen.
Give me 2 prisoners, James.
Let's get this motherfucker.
All right.
Counterpunch. Get out of there.
Montell Griffin might still be able to pull this fight out. James Toney is going to have to work in this 12th round.
A vast difference in experience may be evident here. It's the 48th professional fight of James Toney's career, the 15th for Montell Griffin.
If I'm Griffin, I'll hit and hold. He'll be renowned if he can go 12 rounds with James Toney.
And if you're Toney?
Hey, Keep your left jab going. Now you'll go with a right hand every now and then, but don't go trying to finish him and give him a chance to get a flash knockdown on you.
And that one just missed, and it gives Griffin a clear picture of what Toney will be trying to do in the round. Good left hook inside by Toney.
Come on, give me a clean round, guys. Give me a clean round.
Griffin pushes James away, and now will fire the jab from time to time to try to keep Toney off of it. Toney comes forward with the right hand and lands it.
And did it hurt? It was high on top of the head. The only thing that kept Griffin up, the right hand was too high. It's got to be a left uppercut in the right hand if Toney wants to catch him. He can't just throw his left jab out there.
Somewhere in Chicago, Montell, Griffin's Jehovah's Witness mother, hates the fact that he's fighting. But he had to do what he wanted to do. It took him to the Olympics in '92. Can it bring him to an upset victory over James Toney tonight? For Toney, what's at stake is nothing short of the rebirth of his career in the wake of a devastating loss to Roy Jones. Can he once again be one of the best in the world?
Toney is true to the profession. He's seeking a knockout every minute.
Punch it out. Come on, punch it out of there.
And you never count out James's chance to score the knockout. Remember, he knocked out Prince Charles Williams in this ring last summer with 15 seconds to go.
Griffin is doing what I would have told him to do. You make it 12 rounds, be famous. Don't go in there trying to mix it up with one of the best punchers in this weight division.
Toney is coming down the stretch like a thoroughbred here. If he needs this round to win the fight, he appears to be winning it.
Yeah, I think Griffin just sort of ran out of gas, physically and maybe mentally as well in the last 2 rounds.
Griffin looked up to the clock. He wanted to know how much time he's got.
And now he gives it all he's got and finishes with a savage flurry. And both fighters dance around the ring in a victory pantomime. It went the distance. What do you have, Harold Letterman?
Jim, I got it 7 rounds to 5, 114, 112, James Toney. I thought James actually did pull out the last round. I thought he pulled out 4 out of the last 5, to tell you the honest to God's truth. Montell Griffin certainly had a good round around 11, made it very, very close. I had 2 10-8 rounds without a knockdown because there were 2 really staggers that almost were knockdowns. I mean, certainly James Toney deserved the 10-8 in the 3rd. Montell Griffin definitely deserved the 10-8 in the 8th, the 7th. Pardon me. But I thought James Toney did enough punching to pull the fight out. I honestly think that this fight may be a split decision.
So your instinct is to look for a split decision. And I can see promoter Bob Arum in the ring looking over Michael Buffer's shoulder to try to get a look at the cards. And now let's go to Michael Buffer to find out who won the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand, we go to the scorecards. Dwayne Ford scores the bout. 114 to 114. He has it even. Bill Graham scores the bout. 115 to 113. And Art Lurie scores it 116 to 112 for the winner by majority decision, Montell.
Well, there you